Well, here he is, our guest for today on Nitro Nights. I promised him, and here he is, the one and only Mr. Enzo Benito. Enzo, great to have you on Nitro Nights.
Hey guys, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, and we go way back in F1 Esports Pro Series, but I have to say, Enzo, loving all the trophies that you've won in the background. Are they all yours?
No, sadly not, but we can make it look like they are mine. So I'm fine with it if you want.
Whose trophies are they then?
This is my teammate trophies. Amos. He's been working out for them a lot, so it's good that we show them a little bit.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you've recently moved from McLaren to FDA Hubler Esports, Ferrari. You're amongst winners now. How are you feeling about that change?
It's a crazy moment in life for me. I mean, it's a huge motivation because new team, new people around you, a new teammate. It's something that helps me a lot as a driver for some reasons because you want to perform well for your new team. That's one of the main reasons. But also, it's a Ferrari, so as an Italian is a true honor. Nothing to. I mean, in McLaren, it's been a great journey for me. Also, having Bono as a teammate, I've been knowing him for years. But at the end, especially in the last year, I felt like I was losing a little bit of motivation. I wasn't really looking for that win that I really was used to back in the years. So I think with the new team, I'm really ready for pushing it.
Oh, well, this is good to hear. I mean, because I've read a quote from you which says, "If everything seems under control, you are just not going fast enough." And sometimes when you feel like you're in control of everything, you need to push yourself, challenge. And has it been a challenge? Because I look at your record, the iRacing GT3 season winner, Porsche Carrera Cup. I mean, the list goes on of wins you've had. Do you feel like you're getting that challenge now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, also David is my teammate and he's a world champion now. So to try and stay behind him or even try to stay ahead of him, that's something in my mind that really it's set right here and I can't get out of it. It's like ready for this year. But yeah, I mean. And last couple of years, it's been a little bit tough for me. But no, this year it's I'm ready. Yes.
Yeah, and I have to say, because I mentioned it in the news flash on today's show about the F1 Esports Pro exhibition, and it's kind of there's no points at stake. There's no it's driving for fun and for entertainment. But you guys are really pushing yourselves. There's hundreds of seconds between you guys, thousands of seconds. There's nothing in it. What was the competition like for you on Sunday?
We had another race on Sunday also, so we didn't prepare as much as we would have loved to. But yeah, it was just 1 hour before the F1 Esports race, the Pro exhibition. So um, it didn't go as best as good as we thought. But no, we could not expect much from it. We started outside the top 10 and finished outside the top 10. But even then, David, I think did a lap time which was 1/10 or 2/10, I think, from the pole position, and it was in P11. So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, if we think about the week before in Brazil, where from P1 to P15 was like 2.5 tenths.
Yeah.
It's like you have to hit your PB in a quali in order to almost your PP in the quali run in 3 laps in 18 minutes in order to like score a pole position or something like that. So it's the nerves when you try and do that. It's really difficult.
But I guess it's a really competitive time, and that brings out the best in you. I have to ask about Ferrari in terms of how do they support you as a driver?
We have a house this year. It's something that I never had before. Well, we had I had just a small regroup with the team in the years before to to prepare like a few days, a couple of days before the race. But now this year we have a house for the full year. So right now this is our house. We have 3 rooms here for me, David, and Amos. And yeah, we have all the simulators, everything here. They support us with everything we ask for. And yeah, we train here already, you know, for those exhibition races on the Sunday. Even if it's not a championship, we still train for it like it's a true championship in the end, because you know, you it's an important race that goes live to like millions of people, let's say, and you want to perform as good
Yeah,
as the Pro Series
yeah, of course,
in
man.
front of everyone.
Yeah, but
And yeah, sorry.
but I was no, I was just going to say that that's a great setup. You're given that support. I have to just ask. This is a fun question, really. But when you signed for Ferrari, did they send you a box full of merchandise, the top, the hat? Did it all come through? Were you like a kid again,
Well,
getting that?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I couldn't wait for my first T-shirt or the jacket. The jacket looks awesome. I can't wait to wear it this year in the actual Pro Series, because I mean, it's something. Even when you walk around the scenario of the Pro Series with a red jacket, it's like, you know, it's like no other feelings. So yeah,
Yeah,
very
and
happy
I've
with
got to
it.
ask. Yeah, so you've got Amos as teammate. David Tunitsa, we know in terms of winning the title last year, the championship. Are you in touch with the other Ferrari drivers at the moment that are all in the sim world? Arthur Leclerc is winning in F2, the virtual Grand Prix there, and then you've got Charles Leclerc, Dino Boganovic, you've got Callum Ilott. Are you in contact with those drivers?
Yes, absolutely. They train with us just like we train for the pro exhibition races. They do the some of them do the virtual Grand Prix races on the Sunday just after our race, and you know, all the Ferrari driver academies walk between each other for each race. But I'm absolutely surprised about um, um, how they can translate so well from the real world to the simulator, because some of them literally just drive the simulator at home
Mm,
since these races. And so the fact that you can see them, because their lap time is not so far from our lap times, and we are esports drivers, so it's our job, and it's kind of scary to
yeah,
think that they are only like half a second slower sometimes on some of the track, like Charles was. And
yeah,
yeah, they've been preparing a lot, obviously, because you know, we start from 10 a.m., then from midday, then we have a small break, and then we start again from 14 to 18 p.m. And they are right there with us in a Discord channel, for example, and they stick with us, and they do all the little bits of training with us, and that's something really important. We have our coach, which is Stefano, which is helping us a lot. Amos also is coaching them a lot. It's really good. And yeah, when they ask us something, obviously we prepare. Me and David also, we prepare for them as best as we could. But it's an honor to train with them, because you know, real Formula 2 drivers, F1 drivers, you name them, F3. Um, and it's great to have that rhythm together of a Ferrari
mm.
team. It's amazing.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a family
Yes.
from what you're saying. Do you think though, because you know I host the F1 Virtual Grand Prix, and before we were gearing up before COVID-19 to be having the F1 Esports Pro Series, and you would have been on TV. So do you kind of, I guess the right thing to phrase, do you feel a little bit like you'd like a bit more airtime on TV? Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yes, because it's you know, you always want to be on TV, but not when you're in the last positions, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, it's it's amazing what is happening to the sim world, because we're getting treated like those races are actually the real racer, because, well, actually they are, for a short amount of time, they are getting treated like those are the real races, because as fortunately as the situation right now with the COVID-19 in the world is, it's not possible for the people to go around and watch a race, or even to the drivers to drive cars. It's very dangerous. It's not the best idea in the world. But it's amazing to see how everyone right now, motorsport, we can say motorsport in these last couple of months is literally sim race. It's sim racing. Sim racing took over motorsport right now, so it's great to see it for both drivers that are actually can compete, real drivers. I mean, that can compete, and also us as a esports driver that we get the attention on TV, as you said, and also to see it grow as we all love to see.
Yeah. Now, bearing that in mind, once this pandemic gets controlled and we're able to have more races again and actual real life racing, would you still like to see the F1 drivers and the F1 esports more connected? You say it's like a family now. Would you like to see that afterwards, keeping connected?
I think, you know what? I think it's gonna happen, because now that so many people discover the sim world, they are really liking it, I think. And because all the Ferrari drivers that I speak to, and all the drivers that I train with, they are really enjoying their time driving the simulator, and they really love it. So I think, as some of the drivers already do, after maybe a race weekend, they get home and they start driving the simulator immediately, because they're already missing that feeling of driving a car. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen a lot more. And yes, I would love to see something like maybe a combined series with the pros and as a teammate, maybe one real F1 driver and one esport driver as a teammate, and make it like maybe a team championship, like the pro series. Would be really awesome to see. Yes,
because it just made me remember the moment when you were racing Peter Solberg, and you were racing him, the rally cross driver, world champion 2013. Has he been in touch with you to get some extra sim racing tips?
No, I haven't heard from him. Sadly, I would have loved to, because I mean, he's been that year was the first time I was jumping into a real car, literally the first time, a racing car. And the fact that he helped me so much, not even knowing me, and probably not even knowing much the sim world back in the day. The fact that he was believing in me that much, it's crazy, because he gave me so many tips back in those days in Riyadh, that I mean, I could never thank him enough, I think. And I see he's been doing also a simulator, but no, sadly I haven't got the luck to speak with him yet. But it would be awesome to race with him, maybe on Dirt Rally or some other simulators. I mean, would be really interesting to see and drive with him. Yes,
I bet it would. A quick thoughts on what would you like to see in the F1 2020 game that you could then sort of excel in? What would you like to see when it comes out?
I mean, I would love to. I've been funding very hard in the years that I've been driving F1, the F1 games. I've been funding myself very hard, trying to switch so many buttons while driving. It's really something that it requires a lot of mental concentration. It's crazy, because you have to switch like probably 8 buttons every corner in a corner, while exiting the corner or entering the corner. But ERS management especially. So hopefully this year is a little bit like the real F1, where you don't have to do all the works with your fingers, but maybe something in the setup that can do it automatically for you. Especially like I want the ERS to be set up like that in that specific corner. You can do it in the setup menu. That would be great, because I think that's the only real change I would like to see, because I'm a driver that can't really change things on the steering wheel while driving. I lose focus. So
Okay.
that would help me a lot. I would love to see that. Yeah.
Okay, this is a good improvement. I have no sway. I can't ask Codemasters, but fingers crossed. My fingers are crossed for you, Enzo. But listen,
Hopefully.
what I am hopeful is that you pass the quick fire question round. Are you ready for the quick fire questions?
Oh yes, I'm all ready. Look, I'm gonna set in a nice
Okay.
position, and yeah.
All right, and you don't have to press multiple buttons here, so you can just relax. Okay, I'm starting the time now. Is red your new favorite color?
It's always been.
Highlight of your career so far?
Highlight of my career starting was not the best, but I think I'm gonna end in the best way.
Okay. Favorite track to race on?
Spa, Spa
Driving
Francorchamps.
idol as a kid?
Ayrton Senna.
Oh, good choice. Best driver teammate?
Oh, Gregor Hutu.
Okay. Amos, I know is in that room with you now, so hopefully he's not too upset by
Yeah,
that.
he's fine behind the door. He's fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say it. And
Is determination still your strongest weapon when you drive?
yes, absolutely. Determination is the key.
Beating Ryan Hunter, the IndyCar man, or Luca de Grassi?
Look at the grassy.
Favorite snack before a race?
Um, ooh. Favorite snack? I guess a bounty. I don't know.
Ooh,
Bounty.
coconut. That's controversial. In my house, it's always the last chocolate left in that box.
No.
Always. Skill you have learnt during COVID-19 about yourself?
To be a lot more respectful to the other people, definitely.
When was the last time you had your hair cut?
Actually, my girlfriend cut my hair a couple of weeks ago, so I'm very lucky right now. She can't do much because obviously she can. She doesn't. It's not her job, but it's an improvement. Trust me. You will not interview me with your hairs I had before. Trust me.
My girlfriend cut my hair as well. She watched 2 YouTube videos. That was it. And finally, Enzo, most famous person you have on your phone?
Oh, whew, David Tonizza.
Lovely answer. Perfect. Listen, that is the quick fire questions done. You can relax a little bit now while I ask you your next question, Enzo. Now, you mentioned about different races, looking at the competitions you've won. What are you enjoying at the moment? Are you getting behind a GT car or getting in a GT car or the F1 car? What are you enjoying most at the moment with your driving?
It's awesome when you are training for the Pro Series, but since January to something like May, it's good for me not to over focus on the game too much, because then from June we're gonna start again every day,
Yeah.
full day, so the mental pressure is a lot, and you want to rest a little bit in those months. uh, so enjoying some GT cars, some GT competitions, something different that even because it's different, it's gonna make you miss that feeling of the Pro Series. So then you come back even stronger in the end, So
Yeah.
that's the rhythm.
So you're saying that is an advantage to be in several different races because it makes you miss the one before and then you can't wait
Exactly.
to get back.
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely. That's what I've been using as a key, and I think it works a lot because I'm already missing the fact that we are on the stage, all the drivers, the feeling of going up the stairs to your rig,
Yeah.
I miss it a lot. And also, I have to be honest, I really miss this training days. I can't wait to start again.
Do you think it helped you with the Porsche Carrera Cup, being able to have discipline in other formats of racing?
Yes, it's helping me a lot. Also because it's a different simulator, so also different people around you, different competitors. So it's like a switch in your mind. Even if it's a simulator, you're still training on a simulator, but it's a completely different competition, completely different people, drivers that drive into it. So it's a switch for me in my mind, and I have to do it, and I think it's a good. It's also a good training.
Yeah. How do you stay fresh? People who are watching Nitro Nights are sim racers themselves. How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep that motivation going when you're looking at small margins that you're trying to improve?
I think this can answer for all the drivers. I mean, you want to see your name in the first position always.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you are in a podium, even in a third place, and you're like, but I want to win. I want to win.
Yeah.
So that thing of seeing your name in the first place always gives you that motivation, always. Or even when you want to hit that specific lap times and you're not able to, sometimes you uh, stay up until very late in the night because you want to
Yeah.
achieve that. And then you can sleep with a smile on your face because you think, oh yes, that lap felt beautiful, something like that. So
Yeah.
it's something that drivers, everyone, real drivers, sim drivers, everyone has it. Everyone that is so passionate about this, about the motorsport world, it's have it really.
Yeah. And just finally, Enzo, just to ask you about, obviously you're in the sim racing world, you're in the FD Hublot Esports environment, you're now in a family, but you going forward, this is really about you, Enzo. Would you like to continue to be the best in the sim world, or would you quite like a few more opportunities in the real life racing?
This is a tough question. I mean, I always said if I do real races, I will never leave the sim world because I started with the sim world. I grew up with the sim world. The sim world, it's like taught. I learned everything from it. Like my driving style comes from the simulator, so it was a teacher for me. The simulator is my teacher, and I think I would love to drive real cars. I mean, in the end, that's the adrenaline that the real car gives you. It's unfortunately it's not. The simulator can't really do much about it. But if I was a real driver, even I think after a race weekend, I will fly straight home and turn on my PC, and there we go
Yeah.
again. I mean, that's what I will do.
So basically, I think what I take from that, Enzo, yeah, you'd like to do some more real life races, but you'll never leave the sim world. So
Exactly.
perfect, man. Well, listen, I think that's a perfect way to end our chat today. I hope you've enjoyed being part of Nitro Nights. I thank you very much for coming on.
It's been an absolute a pleasure for me, man. I can't wait to also see you, Tom, on the Pro Series this year, and I hope you
Yeah.
guys enjoyed, and hopefully we can all shake hands in the real world soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. I'm looking forward to it. Well, listen, Enzo Benito, what a pleasure to have you on the show. And for you guys, quite a big announcement. This is our last online show. So instead, this is really exciting, actually. Nitro Nights are moving to a brand new studio. So that is all to look forward to. To make sure you don't miss any of the announcements, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Nitro Nights, and then you can stay up to date with all the latest, and you can find out when the show is going to be happening from the studio. But listen, guys, I'm really excited about everything. We've had some amazing guests on, so make sure you go back and watch them. And I'll let Enzo now apologize to his teammate that's in the same room, Amos, and say that he's his second favorite driving partner.
No, I mean,
listen, man.
He's crying in the bathroom already, so I need to go and I say sorry to him.
Listen, an absolute pleasure. Enzo, thank you very much. And to everyone, make sure that you do follow Nitro Nights on Twitter. Stay safe and see you soon.
Bye.